Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with random reviews from the Overflow room. And we're continuing with Mahler. These are the last two videos, believe it or not. They are actually the last two. I have Mahler everywhere. That's the problem. This is just the Overflow room in that shelf. If I want to do that shelf, which I may save for future random reviews, we could do that too. I've got a whole pile of extra complete symphony box sets over there, which we might deal with at some point. And then I have, I think I may do something with one of those, with that one over there. Yes, maybe we'll make that the conclusion of the whole series. So just hang in there. But yeah, 2 more videos. That's what I'm saying. So let's get to it, shall we? Alrighty. Okay, here's today's clump. We begin with the digital Mahler 4 with Haitink and the Concertgebouw from 1983, featuring Roberta Alexander at the end. Remember, his first recording had Ellie Ameling, the incomparable Ellie Ameling. Roberta Alexander sings quite well. I think she was married to Edo de Wart when they made this. I'm wondering. I think so. It's kind of interesting. Anyway, the performance itself is okay. It's nothing special. It's got usual excellent playing from the Concertgebouw, but it doesn't have all that much personality, and I never quite found it all that appealing. Then we've got the Giulini Mahler 9. Oh, I have hundreds of these sitting around, and they're in 400 different box sets. But it's coupled with Schubert's Unfinished, which is a beautiful performance. Beautiful. With the Chicago Symphony. And the Mahler 9 is really pretty special as well. It depends on your view of, Giulini's handling mostly of the second and third movements. I mean, the Rondo Burlesca is well done. It's a little on the slower side. But in the second movement, he doesn't make sufficient contrast between the waltz, which is supposed to get increasingly quick and frenzied as it goes. Yum bum ba dum bum ba dum bum bum ba. Well, he really kind of it sort of hangs fire, but it's like everything Giulini did, a very serious and beautiful and aesthetically elevated interpretation. And the climax of the first movement, whoa, they just nail it. The trombones doing the death motive, wah, bum, wah, bum, with the tam-tam like crash. Oh wow. He really brings it home. So yeah, it has wonderful things in it. It really does. Then we've got the other Neumann Mahler Sixth. We have a couple of them coming up. Well, no, the other one's in the next video. With Gewandhaus, his first one. This one actually does sort of have a hammer blow, sort of. It sounds like a giant slapstick kind of thing. It goes thwap, which is much better than his next Czech Philharmonic one, where he used a metal hammer that went plink, and was absolutely pointless. It's a good performance. It really is. It's very well paced and surprising. Wonderful to hear this orchestra play this music. These are from the 60s, 68 it looks like here. And you also get the Fidelio Overture and the Leonora Overture number 3 as not inconsiderable couplings. So that's fun. The Barbirolli Mahler 6. Oh, this is a snooze. I mean, it has the Andante second, which is wrong, of course, but it's the way the critical edition has it now. So more people are doing that way, unfortunately. It has extraordinarily slow tempos in the first movement and in the finale. The playing is very, very good. It's an odd performance. It really is. There are things I really like about it. It has tremendous atmosphere and some really powerful climaxes, but it doesn't really convince as a whole, I think. I go hot and cold on this one. There are times when I think it's marvelous and I enjoy it, and there are times when I just go, what are they doing? And anyway, but you also get Ein Heldenleben with the London Symphony Orchestra, the Mahlers with the New Philharmonia. And, Barbirolli was an interesting Mahler guy, so, you got to give him some credit for doing it, especially when other people weren't. The Chailly Concertgebouw Mahler 6, fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. Really, really wonderful performance. Incredible wind playing, powerful climaxes, great hammer blows, everything where it ought to be. Again, it's not one of those performances like most of Chailly's Mahler where you look up and you go, it's Chailly's Mahler. But it's so good. And if he's, not giving it the ultimate in personality. I don't care. It's Mahler. You hear the Mahler. It's Mahler's personality. That's fine. And you have the Metterlink songs by Zemlinsky with Yard Van Ness, the capable mezzo-soprano. Very good coupling. And the sound is stunning, fabulous, wonderful. Then the Version de Référence, Bernstein, Vienna Phil. Oh, is this powerful. The opening of the finale is such an expressionist nightmare. It is so spooky. And he really, really follows the score. And it goes da-da-da, da-da-da-da. The horns go wah, wah, da-da, wah, da-da. Oh, my God, it's unbelievable. And the Vienna Phil plays fabulously. And I saw them do this at Carnegie Hall. That was a stunning concert. I've talked about it before. It was the one where the woman next to me was extremely pregnant. And when they lifted the hammer, they had this huge sort of butcher block thing. It was this giant wooden block thing with a platform that they hit it. And as the guy's lifting it, she's standing up in her seat as the hammer goes up, and she says to her husband, "Oh, look, Marty, look what he's got." And it goes bang, and she went bam down in her seat. And I really thought she was going to give birth right there. It's a knockout. And you get the Kindertoten Lieder with Thomas Hampson, which quite frankly is nothing special. But this Mahler Sixth, wow, baby. Oh my God, it's the one to get. Mitropoulos conducts Mahler. Well, this is interesting, isn't it? You get symphonies 1, 3, 5, 6, 8, and 9. Ranging, these are live recordings, all from between 1956 and mostly around 1960. 59 is the 6th, 60, Mitropoulos was an edgy, neurotic, somewhat frustrating conductor. He could be very, very exciting. He was a passionate devotee of Mahler symphonies. You also got the Adagio from the 10th. Let's see, yes. And the sound isn't bad. It wasn't terrible. This is what, on Music and Arts? I think, yes, Music and Arts. These were fun to have, to hear sort of what was going on in the world of Mahler before Bernstein came along. He did cuts and things. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, they're not terrible, but the sound is iffy, and they're live, and it has live issues, and it becomes increasingly difficult to go back to these performances. Let's put it that way. When they were fresh, when they were new, it was kind of a big deal. But now, with so much terrific Mahler out there, he really brings very little to the table that isn't done better by others. It's just a fact. Then we have the first Mahler Six with Bernstein and the New York Phil, also a knockout. He does do 3 hammer blows, and you really ought to do, if you're going to do the third one, you should do it with the original orchestration that Mahler had for it, where it has more of context, but it makes no difference. It really makes no difference. I mean, the whole reason that Mahler took out the third hammer blow is that it was completely superfluous. And so adding it back doesn't make it less superfluous. It just makes a louder thud at that point, which is fine. If you want a thud, you can have your thud. This is a hot performance too. It's not as weighty as the remake. It's not quite as terrifying in those scary, scary, spooky moments as the Vienna remake, but it's more exciting. I mean, in some respects. So, I don't know how to choose between them. They're both stunning. Then we've got the Karajan Mahler Six. Oh, this is weird. This is a weird performance. He does a lot of rewriting of the percussion parts, and there's just some strange stuff going on in here. The sound of the orchestra is peculiar. It's a beautiful performance. I mean, he bothered to really personalize the interpretation. And so in a lot of ways, it's very exciting. But in other ways, you've got the missing tam-tams, and you've got the strange brass balances, and the gorgeous slow movement, which is slow but really beautiful. It has personality. Some people will like it better than I will. I think it's interesting, but not something that really gets me all hot and steamy. This one does, though. The Jarvi with the Royal Scottish National Orchestra. This has a coupling. It's only 72 minutes long. It comes with the Symphonisch's Preludium, which is not by Mahler, but some people thought it was, for about 10 minutes. You don't get the exposition repeat in the first movement, if I'm not mistaken. Or it's so fast that you do get it and it doesn't matter. I have to remember. No, I don't think you get it. It doesn't matter. Really, really, really exciting, thrilling, fast, take no prisoners. Jarvi, it's like Jarvi Shostakovich. He lets the orchestra go crazy. And I like this performance. I like this a lot. I really do. I do return to it fairly often. I do, because it's powerful. It's powerful, and it's just raw and exciting, and there's a lot to be said for that. So there you have it. Another clump of Mahler stuff, some of which is marvelous, some of which is less so, but, it all sits down here in the overflow room so that I can dip into it at will. Keep on listening, friends. Thanks so much for joining me. Take care.